USA and Europe. How is life different in these places? Well, probably the first thing that comes to mind is the language. In the United States, the official language and the language in which all citizens communicate is English. Spanish is gaining some popularity, but not at the state level. In Europe, each country has its own language. If traveling inside Europe, this can bring a lot of difficulties. You will not be able to communicate with people or read road signs outside your country. If in the USA you want to move to another state, it will be easy for you. If you decide to move in Europe from one country to another, you will have to learn another language. Once being in France without knowing French, I hoped that people would communicate with me in English, but this did not happen because the French do not consider it necessary to know English, at least to help the tourist. The same thing happened to me in Belgium. Without knowing their language, I could not even buy food in the store. But McDonald's saved me. Religion is important to Americans. According to the Pew Research Center, 76% of U.S. citizens belong to some kind of religious group, and there are about 3,000 active religious groups in the United States. The centrality of religion to American life and the variety of rituals shows how highly Americans value religious freedom. The idea of giving citizens the opportunity to practice their religion according to their conscience has been part of the American identity from the very beginning. In Europe, religion is not so important. In Europe is freedom of religion too, and you can adhere to any faith that you like. It just doesn't matter. This is probably why they don't go to church very often, and we rarely hear about any religious traditions that the majority of the population adheres to. For example, this is what a resident of Germany says about faith. I come from a family in which religion has played no role for several generations. I wasn't baptized, I'm not a member of the church, and I've only been to worship once. I am fact-oriented and perceive the world from the perspective of the natural sciences. But I enjoy having conversations with my friends about why religion is important to them. And this is of course about most European countries. There are also countries in which religion is very important. For example, Greece. You cannot even get married if you are not baptized. Another difference is the food. Most Europeans will dine at the dinner table with the whole family, while many Americans who prefer the convenience of eating are in front of the TV. Fast food chains are popular in the USA. And in the States you will find quite large portions. Another striking difference is that there are far fewer supermarkets in continental Europe than in America, as a large number of Europeans still buying food from markets daily, preferring fresh produce. Cloth. Yes, when you look at the main character from the Sex and the City, you can be delighted. She always looks great in designer outfits. But going outside in New York is not exactly what you see. Yes, there are ladies who look great. Men in expensive suits going to work in the office. But in fact, Americans prefer comfortable casual clothes. In the US, you can express your personality through clothing. The most flashy, sometimes inappropriately sized clothes. But it doesn't matter what a person is wearing. Matters that you have a beautiful soul. In Europe, people care about how they look. And often you can hear, "No, I can't wear this, it will look weird." Europeans have a great sense of style and they try to keep up with fashion. Makeup, high-heeled shoes, a beautiful dress. This is what European ladies like. Men are not far behind either. A European can spend a lot of money on his style, he cares about looks. And sometimes even more than women. Car. There are many people in Europe who do not have a personal car. They move around the city on bicycles, walk or public transport. On average, we can say that in Europe there is one car per family. There are families without cars at all. In the USA, almost every family member from the age of 16 has his own car. Often in the States they take a car even if the distances are very small. People rarely walk. No need to get out of the car even to buy food or coffee. It is very comfortable. Plus, you can eat there. Of course, this is not the case of large cities. There is no point in buying a car, and besides, it will be very expensive. It's better to take a taxi. Let me know if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe.